These are the plains of the richest description, a beautiful and fertile country.
Those words were written almost 200 years ago by Surveyor General John Oxley, the first European to discover the Liverpool Plains, a prime agricultural region of New South Wales and one of Australia's national treasures. Mick Keogh, the Executive Director of the Australian Farm Institute, should know.
Certainly from a farming perspective, it's a national treasure. It's very highly sought after by farmers because it is so productive.
The Liverpool Plains are unique. They're located southwest of Tamworth in northern New South Wales and are arguably the most productive dry land farming country in Australia and compare favourably with the best farmland in the world.
As far as I'm aware, and I have travelled a few places around, it's right up there and known around the world as being an amazing place for agriculture.
Kate Davidson's family arrived on the Liverpool Plains in the 1890s. She says her land punches above its weight when it comes to producing.
A lot of Australia is drought-stricken a lot of the time. I think we have less than 6% arable land as it is, and this is particularly good fertile soil, yielding 40% above the national average. Undeniably the best. I personally have never seen a crop fail. My father has never seen a crop fail, neither has his father, and I know 85-year-olds here that say they've never seen a crop fail.
Part of the productivity of the Liverpool Plains stems from the rich alluvial soil, according to Ian Carter, whose family arrived on the plains 150 years ago.
If we've got this good black soil that's got very high moisture holding capacity, and that'll store the rainfall that we get, which comes winter and summer. And the climate is also conducive to growing crops in the summer and the winter.
But this rich land is under grave threat as part of a search for gas trapped in the vast coal seams under the Liverpool Plains. The gas is 98% pure methane. It builds up naturally in cracks and pores inside the coal seam. The methane is trapped under pressure from hundreds of metres of rock and groundwater lying on top. To extract the gas, wells are put down, often hundreds of metres, cased to hopefully stop leakage from aquifers it might drill through. At the coal seam, a cavity is reamed out with a rotating blade and lined with a perforated casing. A rotating screw pumps groundwater out of the seam and up to the surface to release the gas. Wells are as little as 250 metres apart and connected by pipes and all-weather access roads. It's incomprehensible that the New South Wales Government has granted exploration rights for coal seam gas over the whole of the Liverpool Plains, and that Santos, as the principal operator, would be prepared to put at risk New South Wales' most productive farming country. Drilling has already commenced. If mining proceeds, the area will become a fully blown gas field looking something like this. David Brownhill, whose family have been here for more than 50 years, says his farm could resemble an industrial landscape.
The big issue with wells coming is that they put one in and then they want to put a second and then a third and then a fourth and then a fifth. And that would be the issue that I could see happening. They're going to put the infrastructure in place to get the gas out. They're going to want to get the most from that infrastructure. That would be the biggest issue. And the problem we have with mining companies is that they'll say one thing and eventually they'll do something else.
There's the disturbance on the surface with the facilities that are created to tap that gas, and also there's obviously pipes and infrastructure involved. And that it's not just one spot. It's speckled across the landscape, and it's quite intrusive.
Vast quantities of saline water are extracted as a byproduct of coal seam gas mining. In a scoping study for the Queensland Department of Infrastructure and Planning, it was estimated that extracting the gas in the Queensland basins will require extracting the equivalent of up to 20 Sydney harbours of waste salty water, containing millions of tonnes of salt over a 20-year period. There are estimates that suggest that there will be some 40,000 gas wells in the Queensland basins. The paradox of this proposed massive extraction of water is that the Liverpool Plains forms part of the Murray-Darling Basin catchment. And the New South Wales Government has cut back quite significantly water entitlements for farmers on the Liverpool Plains because of over-allocation.
Coal seam gas mining involves a huge amount of water. There is a lot of water extracted with the gas, and it is poisonous.
If the water got out and got onto the cropping land, it'd increase the salinity to a point where the crops would die. It's as simple as that.
There's no shortage of coal deposits in Australia. The coalfields stretch from North Queensland in the Surat and Bowen basins to the southern coalfields of New South Wales. Why then put at risk Australia's most productive farming land? With Australia and the world debating the importance of food security, the government seems to be oblivious to these concerns.
The big numbers in the world now, we'll have 9 billion people by 2050. We've got to produce as much food from now to 2050 as we have in all history. So we need to look after productive soils. Now we have a choice that we can dig up the ground and we can ruin this land forever, or we can actually continue to enhance that productivity to feed the world. I think that's the most critical issue here.
The decision by the New South Wales government to allow coal seam gas exploration on the irreplaceable, unmatched and agriculturally diverse Liverpool Plains is utter madness and totally irresponsible. It's an appalling decision demonstrating complete lack of planning and foresight.
The government should be very disappointed in itself for allowing Australia's prime agricultural land to be threatened by big mining companies who want to come in and simply take the quick buck and get on with it.
Mining might last for 20 years, whereas if we look at high quality farmland, it'll continue producing for multi-thousands of years. If we look at Egypt, for example, or the Middle East, lands there that have been in farming continue to produce food for multi-thousands of years. And that's the potential that the Liverpool Plains have.
Which is the most important, long-term food or short-term dollars? Dollars are going to last for whatever it takes to get the gas out, then it's gone. The food production can stay here forever.